let me tell you about the obstacles in life. Hey everybody, it's Kyla Live, and I am just that Indo girl living beyond my pain. And first and foremost, thank you everybody who has been holding me accountable for this 21-day challenge. Yes, I have slipped off, and yes, I am back on. But the reality is, anytime you challenge yourself and push yourself, you might fall off. But it's about getting back on, and I'm going to... And to be honest with you, I know that this video is extremely important because I have tried to record it 3 times. 3 times. And something has always happened. So I am here today to talk about affirmations and how they changed my life and share with you guys a few tips that I use to actually get the things I wanted in less than a year. Okay, so a little bit of story time. I was talking to a good girlfriend of mine not too long ago, and we were just talking about topics that I should probably share on YouTube. And she said, well, Kyla, why don't you talk about your affirmations? Now, granted, affirmations is one of those things that you kind of keep close to your heart, but I keep you guys close to my heart too. So I'm gonna let you guys into my world and let you guys know how I actually have used affirmations to get some amazing blessings in my life this year. Really quick story. At the start of 2017, I decided that I wanted to change my life in a major way. And my girlfriend and I were having a conversation, and I told her, 1, I'm not gonna kiss anybody until I meet my husband. And 2, I had set my affirmations for the year, and everything that I told her that was going to happen, happened. Just to let you know exactly what I was saying to myself. So a few of my affirmations were general, right? So I am the elite, I am strong, I am healthy, I am happy, I have streams of income, things of that nature. But then I had very specific affirmations that I spoke into my spirit, my consciousness, to myself every day. So one of those affirmations is that the right man of God is waiting for me. I will get married. I will be a TV host, and so on and so on and so forth. And just to speak on those 3 things in particular, the right man of God is waiting for me. He was. And a couple of months later, I met my now fiance and soon to be husband this year. And to the point of I will get married. I'll be married in April. And lastly, that I am a TV host. A couple months later, I started being a correspondent on Fox 45 in Baltimore. And then all of a sudden, I'm a lifestyle expert on the news. All of these things were done with me setting very specific affirmations. So there were 3 specific things that I did to get to this place of affirming things and actually speaking things into my life and actually seeing these things actually come into fruition. So number 1, I actually wrote a list of all the things that I needed to forgive myself for. Now, some of you might say that that's really silly, but I wrote this list because there were things that I was harboring. There was things that I felt like I didn't deserve because of things that happened in the past, or past relationships, or past situations, or friendships, or whatever the case may be. So I wrote down things like, I forgive myself for allowing that person to take advantage of me. I forgive myself for allowing this to happen. I forgive myself for spending that type of money. I forgive myself for being so naive. And I was very specific about specific things that happened in my life. Wrote those all down on a sheet of paper. And then I had my own little ceremony of burning it. So I took all of those things, wrote them down, put it in an old candle, and burn it. I burnt it. I set it on fire. I let it go. And I can't tell you how freeing that was. It was actually very therapeutic, and I wouldn't do it any other way. And to this day, I don't hold on to anything that has happened in my past. So I did that because I needed to free myself up and give myself space to have that positivity come into my life. Now, the next thing I did was I made another list. I made a list after talking to another girlfriend of mine who was saying, you know what, Kyle, let's just make a list of all the things we want in our husband. Now, at first, and she'll tell you, at first I was just like, come on now, like seriously, like why? Like we've been making lists ever since we were little girls about everything we want in our lives. But I said, fine, I'll make a list. So I made a list, but this time my list was a little different. This list was not about what he looked like. It was not about what he did. It was not about any of that. I left all of the vain things out. It was really about how I perceived him, how he made me feel, how I made him feel, how he was as a person, not what he looked like as a person or what he did as a person. So it was, one, he was a man of God. He was God-fearing. Two, he was happy with the things that he was doing in his life. He was secure with who he was. He was happy with where he was in his life, all that great stuff. So I made this list, and I was actually happy that I made the list, because before I could actually see the things that I was asking for, I needed to make sure I was very specific with myself and my spirit about what I wanted to come into my life. And then number 3, I set my affirmations. So I made this list of affirmations, but beyond just making the list of affirmations, I actually put the affirmations as reminders in my phone to go off every hour of the hour, every single day, until it came into fruition. Now, some might say like, okay, that's kind of extra, but the reality is you can set affirmations, but if you're not writing it every single day, not saying it every single day, not forcing it into your spirit every single day, when you need it, it's going to be hard, extremely hard. And this helped me because every time I looked down at my phone, no matter what was going on in my life, I had some positive affirmations that was setting the tone for what I wanted to come into my life, period. So even on my bad days, when nobody wants to talk about affirmations, I had to read it. I had to see it. It was becoming so natural to the point where it's like I knew what it was going to say before it popped up. So just imagine that day that you're having that is extremely horrible. You're going through the motions. You're like, whatever, God, I'm not listening. Ooh, 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 hate my job, woo, woo, woo. All of that is happening. And then your phone goes off and you're like, all right, I know. Okay, cool, whatever. And even though you're still in that moment of unhappiness or whatever you're going through, you're sowing that seed, which is important, because if you sow that seed every single day, one day this shift will happen. And that shift is really important. So having this conversation with my girlfriend, and she said, so what happens when you have that moment that goes against everything that you're affirming? Okay, you're right. Touche. What happens? So I gave her an example. I said one thing that I affirmed was that I was going to meet my husband this year, right? So one thing about meeting your husband, you got to date a little bit, right? You got to figure out how you're going to meet him. And I guess I can do another video about how I actually met my fiance, soon to be husband. But I said, you got to date. It's a part of the process. And you're going to have a bad date. It's going to happen. You're going to have that ex that pops up. You're going to have some scenario of some situation that does not equal the things that you have been affirming, right? That's going to happen. But it's like sowing a seed. If you sow a seed into a ground that's not fertile, that it's not being watered, it's not going to grow. So if the things that I have sown into my thoughts is that I'm going to meet my husband this year, or I'm going to get a new job this year, I'm going to be happy in my job, I am healthy, I am happy, I am lucky, I have streams of income. Every single time something that doesn't match that doesn't last long. Like just let it be. And let it be that. It is okay. But just know that that situation, that moment, is not going to grow. It's just a test, and keep it moving because you've already affirmed it. Have your moment and keep pushing, because if you don't keep pushing, you'll never see exactly what your affirmations have waiting for you. So yes, this video challenge that I said that I was going to do is a definite testimony to the things that I am affirming for my life in 2018 and the things that I have to keep pushing for. So is it perfect right now? Absolutely not. It's not, but it is going to get better. So all I can say is set your affirmations, clear yourself of all of things that you know should not be in your sphere, the things that you're constantly thinking about or sad about or insecure about. Like literally write it down, burn it, let it go. Set your affirmations, put them in your phone to go off every single hour until they happen. So the affirmations that I share with you guys today, I actually set those in my phone February 14th, 2017. And I can honestly say that those things came into fruition. Like it came into fruition way before February 14th, 2018. So all I have to say is that I truly believe in affirmations. I truly believe that they can change your life. I truly believe that everything that you want for your life is coming. Truly, it's coming. I hope this video really did help you. I hope my journey with affirmations give you a little bit of a push to keep going along your journey. Everything that you want for your life is coming. You just got to keep saying it to yourself. Just keep saying it to yourself.